Hello, beautiful, welcome, beautiful, amazing world, and welcome, you wonderful individual you. Today, I would like to speak a little about soul warmth. Emotions is what brings a layer of life into the otherwise perceptibly static world, which not really is static at all when you really perceive it. Your emotions, which, well, which kind of has become a standard to hide today and to suppress down into our soul and only work from thoughts, cold, dead concepts and thoughts alone. Your will and your emotions and your thoughts, they are 3 degrees of, well, will, more or less. So when you are doing an action or a will impulse, the will impulse is fresh, it's new. When it is reaching, after you've done that will impulse, you feel something about it. It has become a little older. And then when you have gone through those emotions, that karma and all you need to go through in relation to these actions and so on and so forth, it becomes thoughts. Thoughts are old will. It's the best way of describing it. And in emotions, thought and will meet each other. And when thought and will meet each other, they kind of have a tendency to clash, to not be very good friends and pals, and hence your emotions are caught in between a rock and a hard place, in a sense. Now, by coming under the Christ, by awakening your spirit to your own thinking, feeling, and willing, you are reconciling them in your emotions and sitting within your own emotional body to master it, to comprehend it, understand it, until it becomes so clear in thought that you can be aware of them all three in a sense. It's hard to explain it, but through emotion you bring warmth, you bring compassion, you bring heartfelt understanding and empathy, introducing it and projecting it into the world. Oh, how important our emotions are. And of course, we all have heard that being soft and being kind is a weakness. You know what truly is a weakness, right? Suppressing and letting go of our own humanity to only perceive thoughts and will. No, emotions. The middle man is where the Christ lies, the heart, which is keeping the whole organism alive. It pumps blood to the whole being. Without the body, our head would not be able to live. It is a purely death-dealing force, it's dead. So every time you repeat a thought you have thought 1,000 times, it is death-dealing forces. It is forces that breaks down your nervous system and being. Now, using your emotions to actively think, you include yourself in your own thinking actively with pure thinking. Let's say we take up a flower, a rose, you can metamorphose that rose into a tulip or into a orchid based on your imagination. That is keeping your thoughts alive. That is infusing your thoughts with emotions. And also you feel something about that tulip or rose or orchid, right? They are beautiful, amazingly wonderful flowers. I just chose them as specific examples just for now. Now, as you can also see, by wishing to master and learn about our own inner being, we let thought, feeling, and will come under our control in a sense. You are actively within it, and hence you are shaping, working, and weaving into it your being. Instead of you just being your body, and your body automatically thinks, automatically feels, automatically go do impulses without us being fully aware of it. as it stands now, only our head we are aware of. It's kind of like we have our head sticking up from the ocean and the rest is kind of hazy and abstract. By using your thoughts to go down into your emotions, infusing your emotions into your thoughts, you are also utilizing your will to do so. You will have to do that because you're doing a certain inner exercise, practice, action. You see? So they are always intertwining in each other. So even though we believe we have suppressed our emotions, they are there gnawing. They are there gnawing and gnashing on our being if we do not consciously perceive it. It is our emotions after all, so we really should go through them, understand them, comprehend them, acknowledge them, and honor them. It is our emotions, just like we honor our thoughts and thought processes and our will impulses. You can have healthy areas in all of them, but it is all about, do you wish to? Do you long to? Do you have that begging of the spirit is what it is. It literally is, well, it's hard to explain it, but when you had enough is enough, Either you turn yourself off and just give up, or you go full blow on hard wanting to master yourself, obviously. It's either or, it's live or die, more or less. And it is a choice we do every day, every single day. Any moment you can end up wanting to give up, You can end up wanting to, but no, don't do that. Don't fall for the temptation. You are important, very much so. Your work, no matter what you have chosen, because you chose it as an individual personality, is important. Oh, how the divine relish in you choosing your own path, which is also in line with the whole humanity, in a sense. So, instead of choosing something purely egotistical and something that only, satisfy you, do something that can be of help to everyone, satisfy everyone. It might not do so now, it might not do so in 10 years, but it might just stick in 50 years, if you can hold on to that long. But it is not to be acknowledged or approved of. It's not to be accepted by mankind. It is to redeem our soul and spirit. That is a different road altogether, you see? So that is also the secret in, how to not ever be bent by peer pressure. Because just know, observe the peers, observe the masses. Do you really find salvation there? Personally, I would not think so. Salvation comes from every individual. First, we need to redeem ourselves. That takes time, through mastery. That is how we redeem ourselves, by gaining control of our own being again. Of our own body, of our own thinking, feeling and willing. Our physical, etheric body, life-formative body. Our astral body. Our pleasure, pains, impulses, longings, movement and so on. And, our ego, which is working within all of these sheaths. Blood, nervous system, glandular system, and the physical body. Or mineral, plant, animal, human. The ego, the I am, is only in the human kingdom. And for us to purify, master, and transform our animalistic body, our plant body, and our mineral body require us to become self-aware and have a certain longing for these things. A certain curiosity, wonder, burning passion, longing, begging. To know these things, it requires humility. To know that we by no means know, we don't know enough yet. We never know enough yet. That is the feeling you have. And you become glad. You become actually content with that because, I'm not going to settle anytime soon. You are not going to settle anytime soon. That is not the purpose here. We are not meant to just cool off and just fall away from the zeitgeist, from the archive, you know? We're not meant to just fall away and ebb away and letting our ember of life die. We literally are meant to fan that, bellow that flame every single day. That is a practice, that is a dedication. Because the standard of what we have been taught today is, well, after a tiny little bit of trial and then inevitably error, which comes from every starting point. Everyone makes mistakes in these things, and very few of them are, well, earth-shattering. They are more just a monument to, okay, that does not work, that does work, that does not work. So we go through, first through reason, that means through what we have accumulated in read knowledge, and then we go through empiricism, where we go through experiences of it. We need to truly find out where everything fits here, and not just saying it's like this, and without having any physical or human reflection in it. We human beings reflect the whole cosmos, so you can find everything in the cosmos within us as human beings. Just as I mentioned earlier, the 12 cosmic world views, the 7 soul moods, and the 3 tones, and so on and so forth. Everything is within the human being. And to be able to acknowledge that, to know that there are many mysteries to be solved and can never be found in the material world alone. You will only study the corpse, you will only study the mineral, if you're trying to study out the physical forms. But if you include everything, from the physical to the etheric, to the astral, to the ego, to the whole solar system and to the constellations, because we are in a cosmic clock in a sense. The sun is going around in that cycle. The more we get to have that alive feeling of it. And that requires our mastery of thoughts, emotions, and will. Our thoughts to perceive clairvoyantly in imagination, our emotions to be inspired emotionally, and will to intuitively do action. When you have reached intuitive action, that means you are every action. This is by far the most developed you can become. Of course, there are probably things beyond there, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. When you do action in direct relation to cosmic will, that means every action you do is in line with the divine. That is when you have reached intuitive will, intuitive action. And inspired emotions means from outside in, you inspire your emotions with warmth and curiosity and wonder. Also pain here and there, that is just part of life. But what we do with it, do we become better? The choice has so many. And do we work on automation, on repeat, on what we have been taught? Or do you actively wish to make choices of your own? And that is what I will leave you with today. May Father, Holy Spirit, Christ, Michael, the Godhead, Seraphim, Cherubim, Thrones, Kyriadetes, Dynamis, Exousiae, Archai, Archangeloi, Angeloi, bless, protect, guide, and love you on your amazing, beautiful, unique, individual path that you choose. And may it be in line with cosmos and the hierarchy, the Christ. And may you be, as I said, protected, and kept warm in your soul. To always keep loving. No matter what people say about it. Loving is far harder than letting go of it. I can guarantee you that. And you know so. That is also why they say it's a weakness. And people just, they take people giving up on it as a proof that it is. But in the end, it really is about holding to it no matter what. Here is where your morals are. Here is where you feel either joy and pleasure from good or ugliness and pain from ill. That is but a reality of it. It is kind of if you poke an organism, it will sense that sensation. So if you poke it hard enough, it will become pain. It is the same with emotions. It's a spiritual poking, of course. That was just an example of it. But everything have a sensation of pleasure and pain. In our case, in human case, morality can bring that too. And it is about sticking to it. To not believing it is an illusion because it isn't. You truly know what conscience is. It wasn't introduced into later in human development. It kind of came in Greek times, I think. Before that, it was the Furies. You know, the Furies were constantly bugging, and it was outer spiritual beings that were constantly bugging and causing chaos for those that did ill. That was the difference. Today, those Furies are within us instead. They are living feelings. And that is what I will leave you with today. I love you so much. My beautiful, beautiful initiate and sibling you. As I said, I pray for your success. I pray for your growth and awakening. And for you to become alive, creative, active, and alive within yourself. And infusing the world with what only you can give. So, goodbye. Thank you. Love you.